Welcome to our first episode of Why You Should Buy, where I will review a game that has been released recently and evaluate the quality and value of the game. This episode's topic is none other than Silksong. Let's start off with taking into account that Hollow Knight Silksong reached an all-time peak of 587,150 concurrent players on Steam, a massive success for an indie game, making it one of the most played indie titles ever on the platform and surpassing the original Hollow Knight's player count only 20 minutes after launch. These numbers were achieved in the days following its release in early September 2025. After playing the game for roughly 2 weeks, do I consider the game worthy to play? The answer is yes, 100% yes. And if you are a fan of platformers, Metroidvanias like myself, you'd probably say the same thing. Silksong stays close to the formula of the Hollow Knight game, but with a couple minor tweaks that refine about every aspect, both big and small. The game is both challenging and creative in its amazing world. The story of Silksong begins in a mysterious land called Farloom. After she recovers enough strength and reaches the bone bottom, Hornet learns of the Citadel and the climb to it begins. Throughout this journey, you find yourself exploring many parts of the beautiful world of Farloom and the challenges within. The fun part is, regardless for a Metroidvania being non-linear, there are several roads that lead to Rome, and since Silksong is considered challenging, it's nice to have multiple options to achieve your goal. The healing system within the game is making challenges quite forgiving. In Silksong, you have a healing ability called Bind, where Hornet creates silk strings around herself to gain health, and it gives back 3 full masks from your HP bar. Hence, why this is a Silksong. See what I did there? Maybe you'll find yourself struggling to get through certain parts of the world, but a challenge wouldn't be considered a challenge if it only takes minor effort. There's times where I got stuck for like 30 to 60 minutes, but then I got through. And even on the rare occasion I didn't get through, I just decided to go somewhere else and come back later when I found more tools. That's the beauty of having multiple options. Besides your healing ability, there are benches throughout Farloom. When you use them, you get your health fully restored. They also will be set as your spawn location once you use them. If that's not enough, you can also customize your equipped tools in your inventory once you sit on a bench. There are many different quests, and each of them provide a different loadout fitting your preferred playstyle. I also ended up making great use of the benches while farming for rosaries and cell shards, 2 of the resources in Silksong. It helped acquiring a lot of early game items that are offered by NPCs throughout Farloom. One of the items I farmed mostly for were the local maps and the quill. That way, whenever I explored a new area, it got revealed on the map next time I sat on a bench. Because Farloom is big, it's a creative and challenging non-linear world where it's easy to wander off from your main objective, at least in my experience. One of the harder areas is the ones with poisonous water, and I think it's not a coincidence that more units respawn close to you, because they give you silk as well, which can be forgiving towards hitting the poisonous water. The game might challenge you a lot, but it also gives you opportunities to overcome, and I love that. As I mentioned before, it's easy to wander off and get distracted, especially for someone like myself who loves exploring the world, making sure I've seen every corner of it. But in order to do so, I have to do a lot of backtracking, because the map is non-linear, which leads me to the Bell Beast, one of the many bosses you have to fight in Farloom, and in order to do so, you'll need to unlock the Silk Spear ability. This will allow you to charge your needle through the webs this beast is sitting behind. He's got 3 moves. The slide, where you have to jump over him. The float, where you have to run across. The emerge, where he shows from beneath the ground and causes bells to roll to you from his position. And the roar, where he digs beneath and causes a bunch of bells to fall down. After you beat this boss, it becomes your pet, and you can activate the harp as a fast travel spot. There's a spot in each of the different world areas throughout Farloom, a great way to fast travel back and forth. Every boss has its own dance. So if you enjoy games like Monster Hunter, Dark Souls, and God of War, like myself, where you have to figure out what moveset the boss has to be able to take your time and counter it, I'm convinced you'll enjoy Silksong just as much. So do I think you should buy Silksong? Yes. It might even be my choice for Game of the Year. It's challenging, creative, brings me back to old school games like Megaman, Kirby, Mario, and Crash Bandicoot. And although those are more considered platformers, Metroidvanias aren't much different other than the fact that the maps are bigger and just non-linear. They're a subgenre of the platformers after all. As for example, another successful, well-known Metroidvania is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, released January 15, 2024. Love the explore aspect, love the puzzling, and learning the boss dances to progress through the game. If you want to check out some guides to progress throughout some game, I got videos on those as well. Stay tuned.